Working people are being asked to take $15 billion out of their pockets in Canada. That's what it will be this year. $15 billion in extra payments for gasoline. Extra payments, not total. We paid $50 billion a year last year. This year it'll be $65 billion. So workers are being asked to take $15 billion out of their pocket and pay more for stuff that they were already getting. So first of all, this is going to have enormous implications. You can't take $15 billion in purchasing power out of the economy and expect not to have problems. Okay? Secondly, it's immensely unfair because now working people have $15 billion less in real income. That's about a 1.5% cut in real disposable income in Canada, 1.5% cut in your standard of living because of what's happening at the gas pump. That's substantial. And it could have macroeconomic implications as well. Now, what do you hear in the paper about this? Well, you're paying more because the world price of oil has just gone up. As a result of a group of dictatorships in the Middle East who deliberately get together and set a particular price for their product. Number two, it's the result of speculative bets placed by rich financial investors. They're placing a bet that the price of oil is going to be worth more by the time the contract expires than it is today. That's pure gambling. That is a casino. Nothing more and nothing less than a casino, except it's a casino where we pay the bills, okay, and not the people who are actually placing the bets. Speculators, they estimate, have caused at least a third of the recent run-up in oil prices. Then third of all is, of course, the simple factor of corporate greed. You've got corporations in the energy industry and elsewhere who have the power to extract that $15 billion from Canadians and are happy to do it. In a true market, you are supposed to pay the true cost of what it is that you're buying. Does it actually cost $1.35 a litre now, and it only cost $1 a litre last year? Okay, of course not. 90% of the oil that we buy in central Canada came from oil that was produced in Alberta, okay? And it costs no more to produce this year than it did last year. So the rise in price is all about their power as rich individuals who own those corporations to extract it from us. It has nothing to do with supply and demand. And now, to make things worse, the government is going to say to the oil industry, you didn't make enough money collecting $15 billion extra from Canadians. Here's an extra $2 billion in tax cuts because of our program. $2 billion of the money that Harper's giving in tax cuts will go to the oil industry. The best thing the government can come up when people complain about gas prices, Tony Clement, the industry minister, said, the federal government will inspect gas stations to make sure their pumps are accurate. Okay? So do you feel better now that you know that litre you just paid $1.35 for actually was a litre and not 990 milliliters, okay? That's sort of like walking up the scaffold to your execution, okay? And then Tony Clement will send a health and safety inspector to make sure the steps were safe as you walked up to get the noose around your neck. The assumption that they are making, okay, that prices are a natural result of supply and demand and you can't do anything about it is utterly, utterly false. We have to rip that shroud apart and look behind to see what's actually happening, which is people with greed and power trying to get more greed and power. And the minute we recognize the price that we pay for gasoline is not the result of a market, it's a result of deliberate human decisions, okay, is the minute we'll be well on our way to taking charge of our own energy and using it for Canadians instead of against Canadians.